This is the D1 Upper Gold Bracket quarterfinal matchup of Triple Crown's Valley Invite. A couple of teams, the Oregon Blaze and the Seattle Sundodgers, playing for a chance, hopefully, with a win in this game and then in the semifinals to appear in our championship matchup. Visiting team here in the quarterfinals, the Oregon Blaze just finished off a 3-2 win in extras. They are the visiting team. And the Seattle Sundodgers, a 6-5 win earlier, had the benefit of being off in the previous game to watch Oregon dispose of a team from Utah. And the Blaze will lead it off with Decker, the center fielder. Beautiful day here in Hillsboro, Oregon. Temperatures in the upper 70s just outside of Portland. And this quarterfinal matchup about to be underway. And the first pitch is taken for a ball. Again, the Blaze with a 3-2 victory under Coach Mick Bowman. Little flare to third, caught with a great effort. Seen some outstanding defense over the course of the games here this afternoon, and that was a tremendous play made by Churchill at third base. Next up for the Blaze is Mia Ewell, the shortstop. She's one of those players that's had an outstanding tournament and summer, and she's going to beat out that dribbler towards first. So Mia Ewell able to roll one up the first base side and beat it out, and she becomes the first base runner in this game for the Oregon Blaze. So again, the Blaze just finished off a game that looked like they might drop it 2-1. They were able to score a run with 2 outs in the last inning to force extras, where they were able to get a run and then hold on for the 3-2 victory. Brings up Mayhew. Madison Mayhew batting third in the lineup today from the 2021 class, Jesuit High School in Portland, Oregon. And that one will be fouled back over the screen and out of play. So 1 on, 1 out, just underway in this quarterfinal matchup. Corners creeping in. And that pitch was up in the zone, but fouled back and out of play. Marina Ramirez is in the circle for the Sundodgers. She's one of several players on their team out of Seattle already committed. She will go off to Central Washington. Coach Shauna Wright, head coach for Seattle, so impressed with their seniors really over the course of this summer. Feels like the energy and the scrappiness has allowed them to have some success. And she said, just watch. We're going to beat everybody with our energy. So Decker hit a soft line drive to third. Mia Ewell had the infield base hit. And Ramirez uncoils again, and that one curved off the plate. It was bobbled by our catcher. Popped to short. That one's up there a long time, and the play will be made, and that is the second out as Mayhew. Pops up. and brings up Mobley, the catcher. Cameron Mobley, there's the throw to second base. That's wide, and what a collision at second. Ewell went head over heels, and there are two players down after a violent collision at second base. And even the split second before that occurred, you could almost see those two colliding. And both coaches and our umpire as well out there to make sure that these two are able to get up at some point. A head over heels catapult and somersault, and Ewell very slowly walking around at second base. Meanwhile, we're going to have a change already defensively for the Dodgers. Looks like Zoe Biscoff from the 2022 class is going to enter and see if she'll be the new shortstop for the Seattle Sundodgers with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Indeed, that'll be the case. She will take over at short. So a stolen base the hard way. Mia Ewell stays in the game. And Cameron Mobley, committed to Linfield College, a 2019 grad, bats in the cleanup spot for the Blaze. Just underway, top of the first. The Oregon Blaze, the Seattle Sundodgers. This is a quarterfinal matchup, and that pitch is a strike, apparently on the swing from Mobley, unable to resist the pitch that came up and in, and she'd like to have that one back. Blaze again struggled to score runs, even though they won the game 3-2 preceding this one. Before that pitch was delivered by Ramirez, base umpire had stopped play. He was inquiring about the count. Of course, you could imagine it may have been a little bit off after the course of the injury and the delay. And Mobley, the cleanup hitter, stays in the box. So it's Mia Ewell at second, 2 outs, top of the first. The Blaze and the Sundodgers. And that one poked back to the screen. Marina Ramirez trying to end this top of the first inning. Another pitch that came up and in. She said a few of those swings from Mobley. That one fell back to the screen, and we will play on here at the top of the first inning. So a soft line out to third, an infield base hit, a stolen base, and a pop-up to short. And Mobley still batting against Ramirez, and that one poked towards second. A couple of easy bounces, and that will end the top of the first. The Blaze get a hit. They leave a runner and do not score. So after a half inning, the Blaze nothing, and the Sundodgers coming into bat. I can't even find these numbers on this lineup, trying to go back and forth between And Wagner in the circle for the Blaze as the Seattle Sundodgers step in. Oregon able to get the strike on that pitch. And that went upstairs and a little bit high. Elise Allen leads off for the Sundodgers, and she had a tremendous contest before this one. Not only did she get the go-ahead base hit, also made a fine play at second base. That one is lined to short, and it is caught. So Elise Allen hit a bullet right to shortstop, where she is retired. Next in for the Sundodgers, and that one is Biscoff. Remember, she did not start, but she came on defensively after the injury. After that wild play at second base, the airborne flip. Forced Alexei Bereskoff out of the game, and that one is hit in the air to center field, starting to carry just a bit, but the play was made by Decker. And Zoe Biscoff is retired for the second out, so a line drive to short, and a ball that was hit well to center field. And 2 outs here in the bottom of the first of a scoreless game. Gabby Guinness next in. She bats third in this lineup. 2019 graduate, a commit to Montevallo. Next one spins a little bit off the corner. On the pitch from Wagner. And that one drops down and in and missing out of the zone. We're in Hillsboro, Oregon, the D1 Upper Gold Bracket quarterfinal of Triple Crown's Valley Invite. The pitch is called a strike. Givens thought maybe she had ball 4, instead remains in the box. So a line out and a fly out here in the bottom of the first inning for the Sundodgers. And that one's hit in the air well to center field. Decker has to come in now to make a jump catch and end the inning. So the Sundodgers go in order. We head to the second inning. The Blaze and the Sundodgers in a 0-0 game. Oregon Blaze ready to bat in the top of the second inning. They had a hit and a base runner, did not score, and the Sundodgers won in order in the bottom of the That one sent down the left field line, bending, and that's going to be well back and out of play. So far, so good from Marina Ramirez in the circle for the Sundodgers. And again, for the Oregon Blaze, they not only had to play in the game prior to this one, but also play an extra inning. Another one, this one lifted in the air to left, but playable. And it'll be put away for the second out. So some balls in the air in this game, some pop-ups and some fly-outs, but nothing that is threatened so far. And there's a couple of quick outs for Cap Franzen. Capri Franzen, they call her Cap, a 4.0 student out of Kelso, Washington. Just about every player on this Oregon Blaze roster from the state of Oregon, with the exception of a few like Franzen, who bats with the bases empty and 2 outs here in the second inning. Mayhew had the play in left. This one's another pop-up to third, and it'll be caught in foul territory and put away for the final out. So the Blaze go 1, 2, 3, and done. On we go to the bottom of the second in a 0-0 game. Here come the Sundodgers in the bottom of the second, facing Wagner in the circle. Went down in order in the top of the first. Here is Hannah Doctor, the right fielder. She'll be followed by Marissa Dolson. So a lineup to short, a couple of flyouts to center field to Decker, and that's how the Sundodgers went down in order. And that pitch we've seen a few times from Wagner, spinning outside and away from Hannah Doctor, a 2020 product, uncommitted. Batting in the cleanup spot today for the Sundodgers and their coach, Shauna Wright. Next one rides into the hands, and a chop at the third, right to Churchill, and her play across the diamond and plenty of time to retire Doctor for the first out here in the bottom of the second inning. Here is Marissa Dolson, another 2020 product, second baseman, who's playing at first here today. In there from the left side. We've seen so many right-handers to this point. Dolson will run up and look at a strike. And that one carries just off the corner as well. So 4 up from 4 down against Wagner. Next one is down in the dirt and blocked nicely. Next one is poked, but it's going to bounce foul and kick away. We've had one hit so far in this game, Here in the bottom of the second, it was from Mia Ewell on an infield dribbler up the first base side, back in the top of the first inning. That is it. And again, Wagner maybe fighting her command just a bit. She's bounced a couple. And Dolson trying to get on base for the first Sundodger base runner so far this quarterfinal matchup. That's a high chopper that might cause some problems. And down the line is Dolson, and she is rung up. Seen a couple of nice plays from Churchill at third. She had to wait patiently for that high bounce to be able to make the play. And retired Dolson, who was down the line trying to reach. And a couple of 5-3 ground outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up Mary McElligott, 2020 product, who's committed to Corbin, an NAIA school. And she bats with the bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. McElligott serving as the DP today as she takes a strike from Wagner. Emily Flora on deck if this inning continues. Next one on the way. Good pitch to hit for McElligott as she swung right through it. That one might have caught more of the plate than Wagner cared for. Next one goes all the way back to the screen. So a little bit of everything from the Sundodgers offensively as far as ground outs, line outs, and fly outs, but looking for that first base hit. Boy, we've seen Mobley behind the plate have a difficulty trying to knock down a few. She's done a pretty good job trying to handle some of the balls that have bounced, some of the pitches this inning from Wagner. And that one will find its way into center for the base hit. So McElligott rolls one to the right of second base and on into center for the base hit. And the Sundodgers have their first, bringing up Clara Wolf. Wolf, another 2020 product, uncommitted, both an infielder and an outfielder, playing center here in this game. Next pitch rides up and out of the zone. No score again between the Oregon Blaze and the Seattle Sundodgers. Could be a busy day for one of these teams if they keep on winning, playing through this quarterfinal game with potentially 2 more to go. Part of the 16-18 mixed bracket here in Hillsboro, the Triple Crown Valley Invite on a beautiful day. What has been a nice weekend, even maybe a little bit warm at times, and Wolf will work the walk. So a couple of 2-out base runners. Wolf will take the free pass, sending McElligott down to second base, and it brings up Flora. But first, a visit in the circle. So Mobley's done a pretty good job back behind the plate, trying to handle some of the pitches from Wagner. So good in the first, a quick inning with a couple of fly balls to center mixed in, a couple of quick groundouts to third here in the second before the base hit on the ground from McElligott and Clara Wolf. And here is Flora. And that one drops low and in and missing for a ball. So Emily Flora, 2019 grad, heading to Chapman Spins out of the way, but that pitch was called a strike. She was thinking it might plunk her. Next one bounces in the dirt. Another play by Mobley. Her throw to third base. Looks like it's going to be in time, and it is to gun down McElligott, who tried to advance and makes the final out on the bases. So a hit, a walk, and a runner left. We played 2 innings. The Sundodgers and the Blaze still in a 0-0 game. On we go to the third inning. The Oregon Blaze batting. The Blaze and the Sundodgers in a 0-0 contest. Each team has had 1 hit to this point, so the pitchers have dominated. And Marina Ramirez back in the circle, despite the fact you might say that there has not been a strikeout yet in this game through 2 innings. So the hitters have been putting balls in play, not with enough authority to generate some base hits and some runs. And here is Logan Kelly, little tapper, and she will reach. Hit one back towards the circle. Ramirez had some company with Flora charging in from third. Logan Kelly was able to put a ball in play during the tiebreaker portion of the previous game to produce the go-ahead run. Able to get on base. And here is Leslie Main. Catcher committed to Bellevue College, tried to bunt on a pitch that rode up and in. She was able to drop it down. Dolson came charging in and throws to Allen to make the play. So a sacrifice going 3-4. Kelly able to move in a scoring position on the bunt from Maine that just about got her on the hands but was able to get it down. And here is Sage Barnes. 2019 grad heading to Harding University in Searcy, Arkansas, a long ways from her high school in Salem, Oregon. Corners creeping in as that pitch rides a little bit inside from Ramirez and misses. The Blaze trying to score first, and that pitch from Ramirez, she's rode it up and in at times to right-handers. They fouled balls back, and that time Sage Barnes able to spin off it and hit it foul, and her coach Mick Bowman in the box at third, gesturing a swing, showing her maybe riding a little bit up and out on that pitch and not having a chance to put it in play. Next one up and in. This one popped up. Flora comes charging back. She couldn't get there to make the catch. Gabby Guinness, the catcher, I don't believe ever saw the ball in the air. So the Blaze trying to score first here in the third inning. Looked like they were going to lose their previous contest 2-1 to a team out of Utah before rallying to tie and then to win the game with a run, playing some small ball during the tiebreaker portion of extra innings. Next one on the way is upstairs to Sage Barnes. Count has gone full with 1 on, 1 out here in the third inning. Next pitch on the way, a little bit below the knees, not missing by much, but that is ball 4, and there's a couple of base runners on for the Blaze. And it's going to turn this lineup over for Decker, who lined to third on a soft flare to begin this game. So Lauren Decker, she was out of the 2019 class, committed to Colorado Mines. As you can imagine, a good student, 4.0, Hood River Valley High School here in Oregon. A long look at that wristband before she steps back in, facing Marina Ramirez, the Central Washington commit. And that one sent back to the screen. So this lineup is turned over for the Blaze here in the third inning. They have just their second runner in scoring position so far. They've not advanced one to third base yet. In fact, we've not had a runner at third in this game. McElligott tried to do so, advancing on a ball that got away in the second but was gunned down. And that one poked foul outside of third. So Logan Kelly, the infield single to begin this inning. She's at second after the sacrifice from Maine, and Barnes at first. Next one way high. Good job by McElligott just to jump up and glove it. Looked like that ball might be headed to the backstop, and she was able to pop up out of her crouch, save that pitch, and to save a couple of base runs. Advancing. Next one poked back to the screen. That time Decker couldn't resist that elevated pitch. So the Blaze trying to score first here in the third inning. Next one on the way, down and out again. Feels like both of these catchers had their hands full, trying to handle some pitches with some movement. Lauren Decker, the first to bat 2 times in this game, will poke another one, but it'll go foul over near the Blaze dugout. So she's been battling here against Marina Ramirez in the third inning, trying to run up a few pitches, get some base runners on, generate some traffic, and maybe the first run of this contest. Yoshizami somewhat shallow in left. This one poked towards first. Dolson will easily race back to the bag to retire Decker for the second out of the inning. Both runners move up. Kelly to third and Barnes to second. Now 2 gone, though. And it was a long battle between Decker and Ramirez, won by Ramirez. 2 outs, here's Mia Ewell. She had the infield base hit. That was the only hit in the first 2 innings for the Blaze. And Ewell will softly foul one back, get up and out of play. Ewell's a 2020 out of Grant High School here in Portland. Couple of runners in scoring position, 2 outs in the scoreless game, and that was a foul ball. You could see Ewell shake her left hand after she was trying to get the bat out of the way, and a pitch that again came up and in, but she made contact. And a couple of strikes on Ewell. And Marina Ramirez trying to work around the single and the walk this inning. Another one up near the eyes of Ewell, and she tomahawked one softly and foul towards Dolson at first. Ramirez trying to win this outcome. She's jumped ahead of Ewell, and the next one up and over her shoulder for the swing and a miss. Kept climbing the ladder, and she went up even higher to get the strikeout to end the inning. So a couple of runners left. Into the bottom of the third we go. Sundodgers coming to the plate in a 0-0 game. Couple of runners left in scoring position by the Blaze, and the Blaze and the Sun. For the Sundodgers, on we go to the fourth in this quarterfinal matchup from Hillsboro in a 0-0 game. Three scoreless innings complete between the Oregon Blaze and the Seattle Sundodgers. A couple of 18U teams here in our quarterfinal D1 upper gold bracket matchup of Triple Crown's Valley Invite. 2 base hits for the Blaze. They've stranded 3 runners against Marina Ramirez. Sundodgers have just 1 hit. They've left 1 runner against a couple of different pitchers by the Blaze as this game heads into the 4th inning. Hard to the lineup, though, for the Blaze in this 4th inning. Madison Mayhew will lead things off. See a lot of 2019s and 2020s. Mayhew, a 2021 product. Another Portland native, Jesuit High School, and the first one from Ramirez missed. One thing about Ramirez, she has been able to spin that ball into righties, sometimes under their hands, sometimes near the belt, that has caused them to either flinch, take, or when they made contact, foul balls away, back to the screen, or down the left field line. There have not been a lot of balls over the heart of the plate. There's another one that came in and, of course, turned on and powered a mile foul. So these right-handed hitters like Mayhew have been trying to get something they can get barreled towards. Instead, when they make contact immediately, they've just seen the ball fly out of this field and have no chance to be in play. Mayhew did pop up to short, her only time in, strokes 1 to left. Yashizumi able to track it down and make the catch, her second putout so far in this game. With big dimensions, 210 to left and 225 to center, there has not been a ball close to being a home run either in this game or the 2 that have preceded it here in this field. Cameron Mobley next in. She's been busy behind the plate, a Linfield College commit from the 2019 class, and that one spins up and out. So you see from Ramirez both working into righties and every once in a while curving a ball away from them. She's tried to work away from every quadrant of the plate other than in and far away. That one back up and in, but called a strike to Mobley. So Marina Ramirez, the Central Washington commit, has worked around 2 base hits so far, and there's a ball that curved away, an easy soft comebacker, and she hurries to throw to first to Dolson, but retires Mobley. So the Blaze, while they have made contact and they've struck out just once, they haven't used the barrel much as far as some balls either popped up softly or that time dribbled back to the circle. So 2 outs, and that's 4 in a row set down by Ramirez, and she will look at Emily Churchill, the third baseman. Committed to Lower Columbia. Recently graduated as well. A lot of 2019s on this Oregon Blaze team for Coach Bowman. And the first pitch in there for a strike from Ramirez. Blaze again needed extras to win 3-2 in the game that preceded this one against Mountain West fast pitch from Utah. We've had 1 runner reach third base so far in this game, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. And there's a wave and a miss. That similar pitch up above the belt, inner corner to these right-handed hitters, and Churchill went ahead and waved and missed. Churchill from Beaverton, Oregon, here in the Portland area, trying to deliver, and that one even further up and in and easier to resist and lay off the pitch from Marina Ramirez. Wind really not a factor today. Bright sunshine overhead. We had a couple of fly balls dropped in the preceding game, but the fielders have not been tested that much so far through nearly 4 innings. Emily Churchill waiting on the next one. That spun right over at the knees for what'll be called ball 4. Churchill started to rock as if she was going to go to her dugout. Instead, she'll take the 2-out walk, and that is the second walk delivered or issued by Ramirez so far in this game. And it ends her streak of 4 straight set down, and it brings up Belog, who has been singled out by our coaching staff for really swinging the bat extremely well this week. She flied to left and was retired back in the second inning. Belog committed to Suffolk University. Another one of the 2019 products in this Blaze roster. Got a decent pitch to hit there and fouled one straight back to the screen. Marina Ramirez worked around a single, a sacrifice, a walk, and left a couple of runners back in the third inning. A two-out base runner here after the Churchill walk, and Belog takes that pitch. It'd be curious to see what the Blaze now second time through if they have a better idea what Ramirez wants to do as far as laying off pitches that come up and in. It was a pretty comfortable take that time from Belog. It doesn't matter what the game or what the level, these hitters really don't care for those pitches, not only up and in, but in a position where they just can't get any extension. And Ramirez so good then at times after coming into these righties, able to spin balls away and try and get some chase swings or some soft contact. Again, the Blaze hitters have struck out just once in this game, and that one sent down the left field line into foul territory. Good effort by Yoshizumi, but laid out in the grass and could not make the catch. Ainsley was tracking that ball that was bending a little bit away from her and into foul territory. So it's 1-2 to Belog, batting for the second time in this game. Ramirez's next pitch, a lot of movement down and out. And again, Belog, having seen some of these pitches with a little more of a comfortable take on both the pitch that earlier that came up and in, and that one that spun off the corner about knee high. Next pitch rides in. Well, she has been maybe as good as any pitcher as far as working in and out that you might see. Some will go up. We have some rise ball pitchers earlier in the day on this field that try to dare hitters to chase up around the letters. This has been a matter of trying to get her to come over the heart of the plate. That one hit towards center, should be playable, and it will be as Wolf makes the catch to retire Belog. And in the fourth inning, another zero put up by Marina Ramirez and the Sundodgers. They come to bat in the bottom of the fourth, looking for the game's first run. Sundodgers have had 4 strong innings in the circle from Marina Ramirez. The fourth inning. 0-0 game in our quarterfinal matchup of the D1 Upper Gold Bracket. 1 hit so far, though, for the Sundodgers. They face 2 different pitchers, and this will be the second inning in the circle for Hattie Imbler-Bremner. Able to spin it. She had a couple of pop-ups and a fly-out to go through the Sundodgers in the third. She will look at the heart of the lineup here in this fourth inning. Zoe Biscoff, out of the 2022 class, will lead off. Looks like Baraskoff has re-entered. She started. She was flipped at second base. Zoe Biscoff came in to fill in for her and batted in the first inning. We're back to Baraskoff, the UNLV commit. So able to bat for the first time and off the end of the bat. She will poke one back and out of play. Alexia, a 2020 product, so another year of high school softball, but committed to UNLV. Good to see her back in because that was a violent play at second base. And the base runner and her arrived at the same time. That one sent towards the gap in right center. It'll drop for a base hit in front of Kelly, who placed it on the bounce and back in. So Baraskoff back in the lineup and able to get a single, just the second hit for the Sundodgers. And they also have a leadoff runner on for the first time in this game. And it brings up Gabby Guinness. '19 graduate, committed to Montevallo, and she will poke at a bunt attempt but missed one up in the zone and unable to get that down. The corners were charging. Churchill from third and Barnes from first. Imbler-Brenner, another high pitch. This one is dropped down. Churchill made the play and quickly fires to first. So the sacrifice is executed. Churchill, a nice play and a throw to what was the second baseman main covering. Baraskoff moves in a scoring position. Just the second runner the Sundodgers have had as far as second base in this game. And again, they have not advanced one to third yet. So Imbler-Bremner gets that first out. She's a 2021 product, so a little bit younger than some of these hitters she has been facing. And here is Hannah Doctor. And Doctor, the right fielder. In the 2020 class, uncommitted. Hits a soft one-hopper to the shortstop, Ewell. She throws those darts over to first base, and it's in time to retire Doctor. So a ground ball out. Baraskoff could not advance, and that is the second out of the inning. Recorded by the Blaze. Ewell had a throwing error in the previous game, but that time made a good, strong, and accurate throw, moving to her right to come up with that ball off the bat of Doctor. And this is Marissa Dolson, the first baseman. Hit a chopper to third to Churchill, her only time in. And again, the slapper contending with that elevated pitch from Imbler-Bremner. Dolson, another 2020 product, another uncommitted on this Sundodgers team out of Seattle. And Shauna Wright, their head coach, coaches a third, and that one is bunted right back to the screen. So a two-out bunt attempt by Dolson, not successful. So you wonder how the first run of this game is going to be scored. These teams have had difficulty barreling up balls. There have not been any true defensive lapses or mistakes that have kick-started innings. And these pitchers have also stayed away from walks. We have seen 3 walks combined in this game, but none have really factored into moving base runners. And Dolson will run up and slap and poke one back to the top of the screen, and now she's down to the count. Sundodgers did score 6 runs in their previous game, and again they were off watching the Blaze. They emerged victorious 3-2 in extras. The Sundodgers had a little more activity offensively in that game, but not necessarily this one. Just 2 singles and a walk. Good stop by Mobley. Able to drop her knees and also put that gigantic catcher's glove she's wearing and try and pin that ball down in the dirt. Two balls, 2 strikes to Dolson. He's batting 5th in this lineup for the team from Seattle. Pretty good swing, but sends one well foul down the left field side. McElligott on deck, and she has the other of the 2 hits for the Sundodgers. Baraskoff, who re-entered, had the second one this inning when she led off with a single, but she's at second with 2 outs. You can see Baraskoff getting ready for her lead as Imbler-Bremner tries to finish off what would be her second scoreless inning in relief. And another one fouled back, so Dolson's had quite a battle with Imbler Bremner. She faced Wagner in her first at-bat back in the second. It's been a different look for these Sundodgers hitters with a different pitcher second time through. Outfield slightly around towards left against Dolson, the slapper, as you might expect. Is that a swing? Yes, it was. They're going to have to complete the strikeout with a throw to first, and that will end the inning. So Dolson K's after all that. The Sundodgers leave a runner in scoring position. 4 scoreless from Hillsboro. On we go to the 5th right after this. Four innings complete, no score between the Blaze and the Sundodgers there in the Pacific Northwest. Runs have certainly been tough to come by. The Blaze with just 2 base hits, and the Sundodgers also 2 base hits. And of the 4 hits we've seen, all 4 have been singles. Blaze, they have stranded 4 runners to this point. Marina Ramirez has been awfully good. She has walked a pair, but she has caused these right-handers some frustration. And the first pitch of the inning called a strike to Imbler Bremner. So she's leading off the 5th inning for the Oregon Blaze. That one was floating up and out, but she got the wave and the miss. Did Marina Ramirez. Bottom of the lineup at the top of the 5th for the Blaze, and that's one of the first pitches, Ramirez, that have been so wildly out of the zone it went to the screen. We saw Baraskov re-enter and get that base hit. She's back at short after that violent collision that occurred in the top of the 1st inning with the runner Mia Ewell. And a couple of pitches that have been elevated from Ramirez. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter in the 5th inning of a scoreless game. And that one caught a little bit too much of the plate, but fouled back. And those pitchers that can stay away from the heart of the dish. Every once in a while when they do make that rare mistake and leave one over the dish, those hitters have become accustomed to seeing pitches on their hands or outside, so it's almost a surprise when you see one that maybe Ramirez would like to have back. And that when she spins down and out, curves it out of the zone. And Imbler Bremner trying to reach, trying to work this count, maybe get a walk or get on any which way to begin the 5th inning. And here comes the payoff. In the air a long time to left. Yashizumi and the shortstop Baraskov. And Baraskov with her second collision. This one much less violent than the first, but she was able to make the catch. And maybe that's the first time the wind on that high pop-up caused just enough problems to bring that ball back and away from the left fielder. But Imbler Bremner retired, and there's one out. And here is Logan Kelly. She had a base hit back in the 3rd inning. She was stranded at 3rd, and she is the only runner in this game who has advanced to 3rd base. Kelly, a 2020 product, Central Catholic High School here in Portland. Open stance from that lefty, and she hit that one well back over the top of the screen and out of play. That might have taken out our lift, our camera. It had a thud to it that sounded troubling. And off goes Thomas Hoffman just to make sure that everything is still in place. And if it wasn't, I'm not sure what he could do about it anyhow. Kelly really brings that front foot out, and as she squared the bunt, that one came up under her chin, and she's wearing that mask around her helmet, and that almost came into play. I wonder if left-handers might cause Ramirez just a little more trouble than do some of the righties. Although that one, I think she fouled off part of her body, and she held up her hand as if to say, yep, that was me. Kind of bailing out on that pitch that came in, and the ball hit her bat, and then off her shoulder or chest, and then ricocheted away. Corners have been creeping in with each pitch from Ramirez to Kelly. And that one above her helmet again. Kelly has worked the count full with one out in the fifth inning of this scoreless game, this quarterfinal matchup. And that is ball four. That's a good sequence from Kelly. So not only did she single back in the third, but she saw several pitches, fouled a few back, and took the one-out walk. And that is the third walk issued by Ramirez so far in the game. And here is Leslie Main, the second baseman. She dropped down a sacrifice bunt back in the third inning to advance Kelly in a scoring position. Back to these righties as that one rides in and low to Main. Bellevue College commit from Sandy, Oregon. And that one blazed high in the jersey of Maine. Sage Barnes on deck, the bottom hitter in this lineup here in the top of the fifth for the Oregon Blaze. Under Coach Mick Bowman. This team's trying to scratch out a run the way their pitchers have been able to work effectively today, and that one fouled softly over the screen, over the first base dugout. So the Blaze offensively, they've scratched out 2 singles and they've had 3 walks against Ramirez. And that one club, but again, well foul. So some of the hardest hit balls seem to be down that left field line as they ride in to these right-handed batters. Of the 3 walks Ramirez has issued, they've all come in separate innings. Trying to hit the corner, and she does, to get the strikeout of Leslie Main. Just painting at the knees over that outside edge for the second out of the inning. So it's up to Sage Barnes in this frame. And again, she will have a long route to college in the fall, to Searcy, Arkansas for Harding University from Salem, Oregon. Pitch is called a strike, so that strike zone seems to have maybe shifted just a bit, or even allowed Ramirez to catch a couple at the upper quadrant or beyond and able to get the strike to Barnes, who did walk in her only previous plate appearance. So she offered at the next one that was up and hammered it foul again. And the count quickly 0-2 to Sage Barnes, the first baseman for the Blaze. So back-to-back games for the Blaze, and they're just trying to find a little something offensively against a pitcher who's been able to spin it and move it both in and out. And really the only movement up and down has been up to righties, or up and in, and then down and away. Next pitch floated in for strike 3 called. Back-to-back punch-outs. She had struck out just 1 through 4 innings. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the top of the 5th. Still looking for that first run between the Blaze and the Sundodgers. This game moves into the bottom of the 5th inning. Here from Hillsboro, the Oregon Blaze, the Seattle Sundodgers in a 0-0 contest. Again, we've had just one runner reach third base in this game. It was for the Blaze back in the 3rd. Sundodgers have 2 hits. They've stranded 2 runners. Mary McElligott will lead off against Imbler Bremner, who is in her 3rd inning in relief. 6 scoreless earlier today for this 2021 product in the circle. McElligott had the first hit for the Sundodgers with a single back in the 2nd, rolled one up the middle to the right of second base. And Imbler Bremner able to get that outside corner or beyond for a called strike to begin this bottom of the 5th. To the winner, they move into the semifinal matchup. We will have the championship broadcast telecast after that game. McElligott got a piece of that one for a foul ball and a strike. McElligott, a 2020 product, committed to Corbin. 12 players on this Sundodgers roster committed to a variety of different levels of schools, from NAIA to D3 to a handful of Division I. But again, Shonda Wright, their coach, said we can beat a lot of people with our energy. And that's where, as you start to enter this portion of the day with a couple of games under your belt, now 7 games so far in this tournament, that becomes a little more of a test, as well as facing a pitcher like Imbler Bremner. It's not necessarily rusted after her strong outing earlier today, but did not pitch the first 2 innings as Wagner did, and then she entered to start the 3rd. Counts 1-2. And that one up and off the corner. Corner infielder is almost on top of the chalk lines. Be some room up the middle. McElligott can put one in play. Did she swing? Yes, she did. She offered. That's a strikeout. Imbler Bremner got a K to end the 4th inning and a strikeout as well to begin the bottom of the 5th. Her 2nd K, and brings up Clara Wolf, the center fielder. She walked back in the 2nd in her only plate appearance. An uncommitted prospect in the 2020 class. Well, the dance floor is open for a hitter that wants to provide a big hit and a lift for their offense. Each team has 2 singles, and that's been it. Wolf holds those hands high, almost above her helmet. Good swing as she fouls one straight back to the screen. What plays the outfielders have had combined have been fairly routine. There have not been a lot of running efforts or balls towards the gap. Again, getting back to way these pitchers have been able to control the pace and tempo not only of this game, but the swings from the hitters that have faced them. Wolf with those hands held high again. Spread out in that box. Got a pitch to hit there. Did not get full extension. Floats one down the line, and it drops in fair. And the ball kicks away into foul territory, and that's going to be the first extra base hit of our game. A flare double by Wolf that dropped and took a right turn. She never hesitated, racing to second base as that ball shot into foul territory. It wasn't exactly a check swing, but maybe 3/4 of a swing, and able to get it up over the head of Barnes, inside the chalk, and the benefit of a fortunate bounce. And a base runner in scoring position for the third time in this game for the Sundodgers. And here is Emily Flora, the third baseman. She popped up to second in her only at bat. She was the first one, though, that faced Imbler Bremner, so she's seeing her for the second time at a pretty good swing, but fouled back. Flora, recent graduate, committed to Chapman. One on, one out in the bottom of the fifth of this scoreless game. And Imbler Bremner pushing one further off and below the corner of the plate. Bottom of the lineup in the bottom of the fifth for the Seattle Sundodgers. Next pitch a little bit higher, but again off that outside edge, and Flores shown the reluctance to chase or to offer it a pitch out of the zone. And now Barnes, the first baseman, over to say something briefly to Hattie Imbler Bremner. And she's in the circle, a 2021 product, so one of the younger ones we've seen today in these games on this field. Up and out and missing to Flora. 3 balls and a strike. Yoshizumi on deck. This is where this defense may be tested, though. There have not been a lot of difficult plays, but a ball put in play here and misplayed could provide the first run. And right now, 1 run could be enough, and Flora takes one at the upper quadrant of the zone just when she thought she might have had ball 4. Pitch was called a strike. So the count has gone full. That would have been a big base runner for the Sundodgers because, barring a double play, it would have at least allowed them a chance to turn the lineup over this inning. Pretty big payoff pitch here, however. Hit out to right center field. Kelly comes in and unable to make the catch. It dropped. Wolf around third. She will score. Flora is going to trot to third and then goes into a slide where she is safe, and the Sundodgers have a 1-0 lead. Kelly couldn't make the play or couldn't make the catch, and then once the ball started to roll away, it was an easy chance for Wolf to score. And then Flora never stopped. And that is how the first run of this game comes across. The Sundodgers with a 1-0 lead. They got the bloop double from Wolf and the ball that dropped and then rolled away for 3 bases for Flora and a run. And a meeting in the circle for the Blaze before Ainsley Yoshizumi will bat. Well, the Sundodgers for 5 innings have been playing for a run the way Marina Ramirez has been pitching. Now maybe getting greedy with a runner at third and only 1 out. We'll see with the bottom of the lineup. Coach Wright wants to play some small ball. Certainly Churchill, the third baseman, in. Yoshizumi popped to short in her only at bat. Content to take a pitch and looks at a strike. She was not trying to slap or poke one in play. but now behind on the count, 0-1. Brenner's next one, hit to center, hit rather well. Decker's going to make the catch, but Flora will tag and score. It's a 2-0 lead for the Sundodgers. A well-hit ball to center for a sac fly and an RBI. So through 4 innings and really through 4.5, unable to see a run scored in this game, all of a sudden the team from Seattle has pushed across a pair. There was an appeal, I believe, at third base that maybe Flora left early, but umpires having nothing with that. So the run scores, and here is Elise Allen. Had a couple of big plays in the Sundodgers' previous win, both with the glove and with the bat. In fact, to the 2-run single that gave her team a lead and the win. She's 0 for 2 with a line out to short with a good leaping catch made by Ewell back in the first, and also a fly out to Kelly and right. So the base is empty with 2 outs, but 2 runs have come across. And that'll be back and out of play. Over the stands on the first base side. Berescoff on deck if Elise Allen can continue this 5th inning. This game is on a time limit that has not been much of a factor of the way these teams have cruised through 4.5 innings, but this game was pushed back. The previous game, again, the Blaze with an extra inning of play as that one bounced up and hit her umpire, and it got him on his hand. Not sure how it got him on his right hand when it came into the right-handed batter, but maybe a bounce that propelled away. Two balls and a strike. The count to the leadoff hitter, Allen. Wolf and Flora coming through with some big hits this inning for the Sundodgers and the game's first 2 runs. There's another one that bounced away, and that time everybody was flinching at the plate. As Bremner skipped one in there that nearly got our batter, our catcher, and our umpire. Is there some discrepancy now on the count? And I think there is. Our umpire's making sure that they have it correct, which should be 3-1. First real threat, first runs. All have occurred here in this 5th inning. And that one is on the corner, a good pitch to send the count full from Bremner to Elise Allen. And here comes the payoff pitch. Chopped to third. Good scoop by Churchill. Strong throw across the diamond. Ends the bottom of the 5th. But a couple of runs on 2 big extra base hits. And through 5 innings, we have a score. It's the Sundodgers 2 and the Blaze 0. This game starts to get late for the Oregon Blaze now that the Sundodgers from Seattle scored a couple of runs in the bottom of the 5th. Then again, the Blaze were down 2-1 in their game that preceded this one. With 2 outs in their last at bat, they were able to tie, pushed across the run, playing some small ball in the tiebreaker portion of the game, and got then a double play when they were on defense with second and third and nobody out. But Marina Ramirez has been awfully difficult to contend with in the circle today, and that one is poked foul for strike 1. She's been able to move pitches into right-handers, down and into lefties. Lefties have had a little bit of sight line on her. As Decker watches that one come inside. So Lauren Decker, the leadoff hitter here in the top of the 6th inning, trying to get on for the Oregon Blaze. We've seen Decker in center. She's listed as a catcher. As she fouls one back and out of play. Committed to Colorado Mines. And she's a Hood River, Oregon native. She's lined to third softly and also rolled out to first to Dolson. Next one from Ramirez, rides away from the lefties. Floor at third has been challenging a lot of these hitters to try and get balls by her. And that one not close. Blaze will take base runners any which way they can. They've had 2 hits in this game, both singles. One of those of the infield variety. Ramirez has walked 3, but never 2 in 1 inning. May have left that pitch a little bit high, but she gets the wave and a miss from Decker. And a big strikeout to begin the top of the 6th inning. And here comes Mia Ewell. She had the infield base hit in the first, and then the stolen base where the collision occurred with Baraskoff that forced her out of the game for an inning. Ewell was a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning. And that one ripped but foul. Well, Ramirez does not have a lot of strikeouts. She got back-to-back Ks with a runner on in the 5th and gets a strikeout in the 6th. So she's had 4 in the game, but also 3 in a row. And Ewell spins away from a pitch that's called a strike. She was a little bit worried about that lead elbow getting plunked, and she's got a guard on it, but turned around to see the pitch called a strike. Spread out in that box from the left side. Crowding the plate as well, and fouls one back. Ewell, the shortstop from the 2020 class. Behind in the count here. And a waste pitch for Ramirez, so good at maybe getting hitters to chase or expand the zone, but Ewell would not do so. Right-handed thrower, but a left-handed batter is Mia Ewell. Next one from Ramirez is popped up, but it's turned on and clubbed over the first base dugout and out of play. I think Coach Shauna Wright, who's calling pitches from the dugout, has a T-shirt around her nose, around her face. Not sure if the dust is starting to bother her, but she's got her face just about covered. That one hit to center and hit well, but tracked down by Wolf. She had just a hesitation for a second to calibrate and find that liner, and then made the catch to retire Ewell on a well-hit ball to center. That might be the hardest hit ball the Blaze hitters have had against Marina Ramirez in the game. But an out nonetheless, and now with 2 gone, here's Madison Mayhew, the left fielder. Another one of the handful of 2021 players in the game. And we've seen probably 15 or 20 of those foul balls peppered 40, 50 feet beyond that fence on the third base or left field side of the stadium. That one up and around the helmet or above to Mayhew. Right-handed hitters probably keep waiting for Ramirez to leave one over the plate, but she has not done so. Keeps working up and into these righties. Even that one maybe not as far up or in, but still fouled back. Running out of softballs for a sequence, but everything has been retrieved and returned, and Ramirez looking for the final out in this 6th inning, trying to maintain a lead after her Sundodgers teammate scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. 0-2 the count to Mayhew. And that is well placed. Outside corner for strike 3. Mayhew down looking. And Marina Ramirez has struck out 4 of the last 5 hitters she has faced. The half innings. It remains Sundodgers 2 and the Blaze nothing. Seconds. That's why I hesitated just enough to see if. All right. That is the final. So after the Blaze took the field, our umpire said that is the time limit, and the game will end after the top of the 6th inning and what will be a 2-0 win for the Sundodgers. So they scored both of their runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to break up the scoreless contest, and that was more than enough for Marina Ramirez. Finished with 2 strikeouts in the 5th, a couple of strikeouts in the 6th inning. She K'd 5 in the game, and she worked around just 2 singles against the Blaze hitters. One of those an infield single in the 1st, and another base hit in the 3rd, and that was it. So the Sundodgers advanced with a win, 2 runs on 4 hits for the Blaze. No runs on 2 hits. Blaze did strand 5. The Sundodgers left 2. Marina Ramirez extremely good with her 6 scoreless innings to get the win. First RBI came with Emily Flora sending one to right center field, and what may probably be scored as a triple. It played to Clara Wolf, who had the bloop double, and then Yoshizumi with the sac fly to center, and that was it. 2-0, the Sundodgers with the victory over the Blaze, and we will see if the Sundodgers come back in our championship matchup in about 2 hours. Part of our D1 Upper Gold Bracket. We'll have the championship game of Triple Crown's Valley Invite. Until then, I'm Brett Dolan saying so long from Hillsboro.